Guess
up?
who's back?
We back at it.
It's the besties. Hi, besties. So nice
What
to
is
see
happening,
you.
people?
Oh, we have missed you so. I hope that it's working. I hope that it says it didn't work on Twitch, so that might just be like the hiccup there. But that's fine. We're back. We're back in action, besties. We're here to talk all things NXT. How are you? How's DC doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Not a whole lot has changed. Still grinding. Still, watching wrestling every week. Nothing's really changed in my world. Still busy as ever. How about in Amanda's world?
There you go. Oh, me too. I making a lot of pancakes that get thrown on the floor. Trying to sneak protein into every single thing because these kids don't eat. Yeah, that's pretty much the highlight of my day. What's your shirt today?
I got EO.
Ah, very nice. This is Bryan Danielson. That doesn't mean anything.
Wrong day of the week.
I know, wrong day of the week indeed. Yeah. NXT was so good tonight. I mean, it's always good, but I was excited that tonight's show was so packed because we were going to talk about it. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. It's getting in that time though where like not really like depressing, but kind of sad because it's like the beginning of the end for some of the wrestlers getting ready to go up to the main roster. So it's like kind of bittersweet. You're watching the final moments. You're like watching the kid grow up,
Yeah. I guess my least best was only because it was sad, but there was a lot of factions that were falling apart here tonight. Seems like Metaphor is going to all go their separate ways, which I was kind of interested that the gals weren't sticking together. They made it sound like everyone's really doing their own thing, which was sort of strange. But I just really loved Metaphor together. But I'm kind of glad they waited until no one was back to pull it all together and make it make sense in the story. But they definitely had a backstage segment where all four were back together, and then Lash dropped the hammer. She feels like everyone should go their own ways. That sort of to me felt like particularly Lash might be getting called up, but I don't know if that means like what that means for the rest. So, let me do that. There we go.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know either. So yeah, I feel like it was sad, but it was understandable. I sort of had my heart set on them going to the main roster, all four of them, but I get where that's sort of.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in that. I think I've talked about this before where it's like sometimes you don't have to break them up. Like,
yeah,
sometimes it's just okay to just continue. Like, I was kind of worried about that with Fraxium for a while. They started teasing that, and I'm like, sometimes it's just okay to have another tag team.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way about the Meta Girls. It's like they killed it at Crown Jewel when they got the opportunity on the grand stage, like a big stage like that. And they've been great together. The Metaphor did a great job. I think it was Halloween Havoc when they hosted Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
That PO from last year. And then it was awesome. The way they hosted that, it was exciting. It was entertaining. And that drew me in as a fan. So it was a little disappointing to see that they're breaking them up. Sometimes it's okay to keep them together. And I think that's one of those, the difference is okay, the D'Angelo family, they've been together for a while.
Right.
Where Metaphor really haven't had a whole lot of time together. Like Noam Dar has been off television for several months. So they haven't even really been together. It's just been the Meta Girls, really. So I felt like they still had a lot of unfinished business, but Shawn Michaels has been doing a great job booking this NXT division. So look, until he gives us a reason not to believe in his vision and what he's doing, I'm along for the ride.
Indeed. So we'll let you cook, Shawn Michaels. But I was still a little bit sad that they were breaking apart. Although I am kind of intrigued by the way that they're going to pull the D'Angelo family apart, because I think that was not exactly like It wasn't what I expected to happen. I thought we were just going to find out tonight that they had like buried him in the desert or something. Like I thought they were just kind of going to make it like an off-screen cinematic departure rather than kind of having a blow off between the two. So that was fun. Stax refused to come to the ring. He did not come out. Tony D was there with all of the Tony D henchmen, which they have the funniest. I just want to know, who are those guys? Like, who are the guys? Do they work there? Like, who are they? Because they're always so funny, and they just they don't seem very menacing, frankly. They don't seem very scary. They kind of seem like, I don't know. His henchmen aren't as frightening as I think they should look, but that's okay. So they had a big kind of seemed like Stax would come out, and Stax did not come out. There was a pre-taped video. Are they having a match at what's next? Is it Battleground? What was?
Yeah, Battleground will be the next one. I'm assuming that's what we're going towards. I'm assuming we're going towards a match at Battleground, which I think is in Tampa. I think we'll get Stax and Tony D there.
I just want somebody to get. I want someone to swim with the fishes again, so then they can debut on the main roster the same way as Pretty Deadly, because that was so funny to me. Like, that continuity was one of my favorite call-ups of all time, where they went into the trunk of a car, into a lake, and then they literally showed them swimming. It was just nice. It was good. That's not always how it was in WWE. It was a lot of choppy sort of things that didn't always go together. So it's fun to see it come together. What was your favorite thing tonight?
Ooh, favorite thing. My favorite was the main event. It's not a big story. It's just anytime. Look, two of my favorites were in the ring together, Io Sky and Julia, both in the same match. Give me that any place, anytime. I'm taking that. I got to see Io Sky on Tuesday nights, on a Tuesday night, which made me very happy. And that match was everything we thought it would be. Just an absolute banger and a big way to end the show on Tuesday. It's just, and the rumors are saying that Roxanne and Julia are going to Raw. I think it was PWN that reported that, and it's kind of looking like it. They're both, kind of feuding with Raw superstars and inserting themselves with Raw superstars. So yeah. Looks like that may be the case, but I thought that match was my favorite part of the night. The main event, it was just great seeing all those girls together, giving Jordynne Grace a chance in the main event as well to showcase her abilities and give her a chance to work with some of the best. Anytime we can see Jordynne Grace in the ring trying to work, showcasing her abilities, I'm down with that too. So that was my favorite. The main event was just so good.
It was so good. There is an abundance of talent in NXT, and I think I get caught up a little bit of thinking about like who's moving up rather than. I think it's sometimes nice to just see somebody pop down. Like, to see Io Sky in NXT was a lot of fun, but then also to be able to interact with some of the characters that are in NXT was a great deal of fun. So I hope in this coming year they do that a little bit more, because we often see things going like from NXT up to the main roster, but we don't always see main roster pop down or pop over to NXT. So it would be fun to see more of those crossovers. We had a North American Championship match.
We did.
Ricky Saints retained. I actually didn't expect that. I fully thought
thought he was going to lose?
Yeah, I thought that there was just like going to be a trickle-down title situation where, like, because Lexus had the Heritage Cup, lost it to Noam Dar now that he's back, then it just something I thought like, oh, Lexus King is going to – I thought it would be odd that Lexus King randomly won the North American Championship, but not that odd. Like, it seemed like it could fit. I just expect – I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun on everybody. I think I do this every year. I think everyone's getting called up. I fully have a theory that both Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are getting called up, and they're just going to feud when they get to the main roster. Only because I felt like there was such a specific scene. Was it last week? It was just Ethan Page with, I think it was like by a dumpster. Yeah, it was last week because Lexus King like attacked Ricky. And then Ethan Page kind of bent down and was like, we'll see you around. Like, I'm sure I'll run into you again. It just seemed like there's no chance that that's not something that's happening in the future. So maybe it's
See,
not Ricky.
I'd like Ricky Saints to be the NXT champion before he goes up.
I mean,
I think him just holding the mid-card belt and then going up. And plus, right now, like, he's just going to get, like, there's so much attention right now with the mid-card scene and the heavyweight scene already. Like, there's already so many storylines in place where I feel like calling him up too soon would be really risky. I think another year on NXT for Ricky would be good. And give me a Ricky Saints NXT champion run.
I mean, yeah.
I'd like to see that.
I would also like to see that. Is he in that Battle Royal next week?
I think everyone, everyone's in it.
It's 25, so I feel like you gotta have.
Yeah, you gotta have everybody. LFG's in it. LFG people are in it. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting.
Trick's gonna win.
Probably so. There is there was another sort of like little bit of a faction fracture going on backstage around the Battle Royal that Miles Bourne's being a little scandalous lately. Miles Bourne does not give two shits what Charles wants to do. Charles Dempsey does not run Miles Bourne. So he was, poking Tavion Heights, like, why aren't we in this Battle Royal? Like, kind of don't be afraid of Charlie Dempsey. And then I honestly I want Ren Sinclair to have something a little more substantive to do because she makes me laugh. Like, I think that she almost has I'm going to say this. I don't mean this in a critical way. This is actually a great compliment. She could be an iconic young lady, R-Truth.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because you just don't see it coming. Like, she deadpans the funniest lines. You don't really see them coming. It often seems like she's trying to make the other wrestlers break because they are so random. Yeah. And like, I just think that she has a very funny quality to her that we don't get to see a ton, but she kind of got to sneak a line in there tonight because Tavion Heights was kind of like, well, what's Charlie going to think? And she said, Charles is a man that has many thoughts about many things. And Tavion
what does that even mean?
What does that even mean? And then the scene ended. It was so good. It was just so funny. I think that she has really good.
I loved her before the scene ended, though. She's like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't know. Like, she didn't know either.
But she didn't even know what she said. Like, she don't even know. That's a good comparison, Amanda. I actually really like that.
I feel like she has just a very, like, a quirky sense of humor that works well for being in a group. But I don't know that if their group is going to break up, she still would be funny. Like, I still want them to keep her with.
You know who I didn't like at first that I'm starting to like?
Who?
The Culling.
Really?
Yeah. So at first I hated it. Remember?
Yeah.
They were the reason we stopped doing the show. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the way. I'm kidding.
We're in protest.
I kid. No, I did not like the Culling at first. It wasn't hitting at first. Wasn't feeling it. It was when Sean Spears first won the NXT North American title, and he took it from Tony D. I just wasn't feeling it yet.
Yeah.
But the vignette tonight, I really enjoyed, and I enjoyed it because it feels like they have a focus now. Mm-hmm. Like they have I don't want to say vision, but like they have a clear idea of what they want to do and accomplish now. Like, well, before it was just like, who are these weirdos?
Yeah, for sure.
But now, like, they clearly have a focus. Like, Izzy Dane is clearly getting ready to get more shine, definitely getting ready to get more opportunities, deservedly so. She's put in some work and she's getting better in the ring. Her character's building. And then the tag team division, with Fraxium gone, that division's wide open. And please, anyone take the titles from Hank and Tank, please. Anytime, anywhere, just do it. Just do it. Take those titles from Hank and Tank, please. I don't even care who it is. I don't even care anymore. Just take it.
They're here. They're just writing storylines for Amanda. Did you see Joe Hendry and Hank and Tank are going to team together?
Unfortunately, yes, I did.
I was like, oh my God, who is making thank you. Happy birthday to me. Like, it's early, 6 months, 7, 8 months.
You see, it was so it was so in left field for me that I literally looked at it shows the producers at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I looked to see if your name was somewhere on it because
Yeah.
it had Amanda Savage written all over it.
Yeah, tonight's
Joe
episode
Hendry
was-
and Hank and Tank in the same damn segment.
Yeah, Hong Kong. They're gonna team together next week. I'm so excited.
No, don't do that.
Hong Kong, let's go. I've always loved them though. I've been on the Hank and Tank train for so long. Like it's actually very funny. And I am kind of one of those hipsters where once everybody starts to like something, I'm like, oh well, everybody likes this now. I don't care about it as much. But not with Hank and Tank. Okay. I'm an OG Hank and Tank stan. I've been petitioning for Hank and Tank to have a shirt for quite some time. I need to follow up on that. I think that they do have one now. They definitely
they have merch now.
I think so. The fact that I haven't purchased it is a problem. So we'll rectify that sometime. Speaking of that, send us some love in the thingy. Oh, I gotta come up with a better. No, what's the?
It's been a while. You got rusty.
Did we ever figure that out?
It was slamchats.com, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can donate a super chat to us.
Yes, you sure can. If you're watching on Catch Up, I bet that you could leave a comment with money on there too. I think that's a thing. And if you just go to our social medias, I'm a shameless grifter. So I have my coffee link in the bio, baby.
Hey.
I get excited every time I get one of those. You guys have no idea. Like I genuinely get so stoked over $5. I will say though that PayPal will tell me your name. So if you think you're doing it anonymously, it's not. So I probably shouldn't tell people that, but I will tell you. But yeah, anyway. So send us some money. That is our plug. And we shall continue. What else happened tonight that I was in?
A ton. I mean, so you kind of brought it up. So the show begins. Oh, right. Joe Hendry in the ring. So I'm instantly already pissed off.
Do you hate Joe Hendry now?
I've never liked Joe Hendry. He's not for me. He's not for me. I like Hank and Tank more than I like Joe Hendry, and you know how much I hate Hank and Tank. He's not for me. Look, I understand, and I've said this repeatedly because I do a wrestling podcast with two other people. Okay, one of which is Joe. He's worse than you.
Oh, did you love him?
He loves Joe Hendry, like to the point where, and he knows it gets under my skin. So before every podcast, he turns on the theme song, and him and the other co-host are, yeah.
I didn't even know. I had no clue.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's just not for me. I understand.
Joe Hendry's your Sami Zayn? Well, no, because you have like a reason.
Yeah, but it's
that deep. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not about to like crash out about Joe Hendry like our buddy MDB used to do about Sami Zayn. Like, it's not that serious, but it definitely changes my mood.
Oh, yeah, he's sad. That would kind of suck when you start the show, to be honest.
Look, I get what he's about. I get it. Okay.
You can get it and still not like it.
Yeah, it's just not for me. Like, it's
Not everything is for me, for sure.
So yeah, it starts with him though. I did love that he got beat up by Dark State. I love that.
Yeah, that
was my best of the best 2.0. Watching Joe Hendry get destroyed by Dark State.
Is there still a leader of Dark State that they're gonna reveal later? I feel like that.
I was hoping so. It doesn't feel like it, does it?
No, I don't really know. I still don't know what they are doing other than being menaces.
They're not doing a good job. They are not doing a good job at getting away from the Shield 2.0 and Retribution 2.0.
Yeah.
It's looking extremely Team Shield.
Yeah, they are not beating the Retribution allegations at this time. They are still very much under suspicion for being Retribution-esque. I do think that there's like some interesting, I feel like the pieces are there. I just don't know what the purpose is, perhaps. And maybe it's like something like The Culling, where you kind of, as more information unfolds, it makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
So NXT is really hard, I think, because there's a lot of movable parts, and there's also pieces that don't even have anything to do with NXT. So it's like you kind of have to have all these shifting priorities. So I get why they keep them on TV. Like, I get why they are still in, the presence of mind. Like, they're meant to still be a force on NXT. But then I do also think that there might need to be like a step 2 of a narrative explanation, because I still don't get, like, Color James was my friend. He was my neighbor. He was my HOA gimmick buddy. Like, did they even have like why is Dion Lennox evil now? Have they explained it? Do they have?
See, I don't think so. Like people like us that watch NXT every week. Mm-hmm. So like we're able to put those pieces together on one.
Right.
At least I think people like us, it's easier for us to put the pieces together.
Right.
But for people that don't watch NXT every week that are tuning in, people that, with Joe Hendry appearing, people that are maybe watching because Ricky Starks coming over, Ricky Saints, my bad. Oh man. We gotta get like a zapper. We gotta get a zapper or something. Zap me through the computer. Maybe people are watching from that crossover, but like I feel like they still need to explain. The leader needs to come forward and say why they started Dark State. And part of me feels like they just still haven't revealed them yet. I still feel like there is one, they just haven't been revealed yet. I hope I'm right. Because so far, I mean, I guess they don't have a leader. At least it doesn't feel like they do. Dion Lennox is the most recognizable one just because we've been seeing him for a while. But I don't think there's a leader right now. So I think that's just the only thing that's missing.
You know who I write in like every single list, and I love to point out that he's 6'8", and I never say his name right. I don't know how to say it. Is it
Osiris Griffin?
No. Is it he? He was in New Japan, and he's in the Bloodline, and he's 6'8", and his name is HIK.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
We got help. We got help with that last time too.
Yeah, somebody told me how to say Hikaleu. Oh no, I'm not doing it right. I'm not.
No, you did it right. You did it. You did it right.
Anyhow, he kind of being constantly in the back pocket makes me always think that he's gonna be the leader. I don't know, because I think that I write so many.
That'd be pretty cool. I didn't think of that.
I just know he's been signed for quite some time. I think it was in July, like last July. Mm-hmm. There was the initial rumors he was actually just going to start in NXT, but then still hasn't debuted. And I keep thinking, like, there's probably a reason for that. But then they also have there's a couple different not bigger names, but like more known folks that are signed that are still kind of just like in limbo. Supposedly Jeff Cobb is signed, but nobody knows exactly where he's going. So there's like some theoretical possibilities that make me think, oh, that could connect. But yeah, until we kind of have that reveal, it almost feels like they're being a little random. But hey, they beat up Joe Hendry for you tonight, so that's good.
Yes.
There you
honk,
go.
Honk.
Maybe they'll honk. Maybe they'll come. Oh, maybe they'll really beat some ass next week. You get a chance to watch that again.
There we go. I hope so.
Yeah, so there's a triple threat, or no, excuse me. There's a 6-man next week with Joe Hendry teaming with Hank and Tank against Dark State. And I like that they always just go like Dark State, and then like you'll figure it out when it happens.
Yeah, which
the graphic isn't always like the graphic. Sometimes will have certain people in gear, and then like I think it's usually Siobhan Sugars who's just like there. Like his render is just there, but then sometimes he's in the ring wrestling because the last time I thought, oh, he's going to be the fourth that's not in the ring, he ended up being someone who's actually wrestling. So I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out next week, I suppose. There's something else that was pretty fun. Oh, Chase U is back.
They are.
I kind of enjoy that, to be honest. Yeah. I'm going to replay that Andre Chase clip of being like, fuck your questions every single time I start to pester my editor about something. I can get so pedantic. Like I just, sometimes I'm the most annoying human on earth. So fuck your questions
Fuck
from
your
Andre
questions.
Chase will definitely help me out in life. They're back. It sounds like, I mean, Thea Hale was not in there, and it sounded like the way that it was framed is that Ridge made them all break up. So I'm supposed.
Yeah, the story feels like it's just a new Chase U.
Yeah, it's
Fresh
just
start.
like
Everyone
Andre
else is
Chase is there,
gone.
but everyone else is
Yeah.
gonna rotate out.
They outgrew it. They outgrew it.
It's fair. What's Riley Osborne up to? Has he been around? Where'd he go?
I haven't seen him. Haven't seen him.
I have a secret theory that Finn Balor is collecting a squad of boys.
Think so?
Yeah, and I think that would be another one that could be snatched up for sure.
I mean, he's gonna need it. He can't take them all down by himself. So yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to read some more Amanda fan fiction, please feel free.
Go. Let's do it.
Please.
Something else I enjoyed tonight. Backstage, So Ruka, the new NXT Women's North American Champion, was challenged by Kalani Jordan to a match. And So Ruka's teammate, Zarya, was like, nah, bruh. Can't just walk in here demanding title shots. So worked hard for this title. You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to go through me. So next week we get Zarya Kalani Jordan as well. Give me that.
I enjoy that.
I like Zarya. I really like Zarya. I'm starting to really like Zarya. And I think, unfortunately for Soul, I think she's going to be the one to eventually take the title from her.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying watching Zarya grow and get more TV time and more opportunities because she has a hell of an F5.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's great. And her character's starting to finally build. It felt, when she first came in, I think she was the one that pinned Roxanne first.
Yeah.
Roxanne was champion. And it just went, I don't know what happened. They just threw her with Soul and they became a tag team. So it's going to be really nice to kind of see Zarya break out from the tag team a little bit. Because again, there's no tag titles. So let her break away from that a little bit. And, give me one-on-one with Zarya and Kalani Jordan next week. Two great wrestlers.
That should be a good one. That will be fun.
But I enjoyed that. That was it's really tough, like with the NXT backstage segments, because sometimes there's a lot going on NXT sometimes, with the backstage segments. So it's really hard to like pay attention or even make it memorable when there's so many different things going on. Yeah. So, but I did really enjoy that. I enjoyed that backstage segment. It was a way to highlight all three of them at the same time. So I enjoyed that.
Solid. That was a good one. Let's see. What else did I enjoy here tonight?
I will be honest though. I definitely barely remember So Ruka and Carmen's match.
Oh, yeah. I also did not. I guess maybe the most notable thing about that for me is that I guess like Carmen kicked Ashanti the Adonis in the face.
Yep.
To end the segment. So perhaps
goodness.
Yeah, perhaps that is now over. Where's Nikita Lyons at? Is she there?
There it is.
Is she there? Where's she at?
I know it's coming.
I do feel like that could all wrap back around together nicely if they then have him show up with Nikita Lyons.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know what I mean? Like make it actually make sense, and then it gives Carmen a reason to be spicy because she can break up with him, but still not be trying to see all that. So I think that would actually be a direction that would make sense for that.
That's good stuff. Soul obviously beat Carmen Petrovich. That was a match that happened.
That was a match that happened.
That was a match that happened with the Soul Snatcher.
Damn.
We mentioned the Battle Royal was announced, right? We mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
For Obafemi's number one contender.
Yep. And there's
that'll take place next week.
A whole mess of men in it. They say 25. And then later it was Miles Bourne was the one that actually I think said that
I'll let you break down the other match we haven't mentioned yet because it was so forgettable.
What is it?
The tag team championship match.
Oh. Well, Hong Kong, Tank and Tank just won anyway. So Oh God! You know what I need to happen before John Cena? This I've been on this one for a long time too. Dear Shawn Michaels, hello, please. If we could get John Cena to officially gift or like pass along or, you know, hand off the baton of the jorts to specifically Hank and Tank, I think that would be a very funny moment. It would also really cement their characters in the WWE universe for all time, being connected to John Cena in that way. Yeah. And well, the only chat we got is like a junk one. It's like a spam. Where are the chats? MDB, come back. But yeah, I do think that was pretty forgettable. Unfortunately, wasn't a long one, was it?
Not really.
I think that they will very likely lose the title soon.
You don't think they're going to hold them for a while?
You do?
I think they'll hold them for a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they'll hold them for a little bit. Only because there's really no tag team. I mean, probably the Cully.
Yeah.
Now there is one. So you've mentioned who'd you say? Nikita. Where's Nikita and who else? Who else did you ask? Where are they at? Riley Osborne.
Riley Osborne, yeah.
Where the hell is Gallus?
Bro. I have a secret theory that Gallus is gonna go be henchman for Drew McIntyre, but I don't know when.
Oh, that'd be great. I did that on my on my WWE 2K25. I did that. My universe. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I think it's like that seems like a thing, but I don't
talk about fan fiction. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, look, I love Gallus. Like they were, I really enjoy Gallus. So where have they been?
True. Hank and Tank, and Gallus is just on the streets.
Yep,
that's pretty weird. Yep. That's odd.
Yeah, that match. They faced Hank and Tank faced. Who they faced? Briggs, right? Briggs and yeah, they defended against Briggs and Inamura.
Inamura, yeah.
Yeah, Yoshiki Inamura. I think they're getting ready to break them up.
Really?
Yeah, did you see Briggs after the match? Yeah. Very, very, very clearly distraught and disappointed in Yoshiki.
I need Josh Briggs to look inward because if he can never get along with anyone else, maybe it's him, not everyone else.
That's right. He did pretty good by himself. He put together one of the best NXT PLE matches in the past few years.
That's true.
So just go solo again.
This is true.
Yeah, that match. So that we did have a tag team title match tonight as well. So yeah, North American title was on the line tonight. The NXT Tag Team Championships, and we're getting ready to figure out the number one contender for Oba. It'll be Trick.
Who do you think is gonna win? You said Trick.
I got Trick. I mean, there could be a surprise, but we have yet to get Oba versus Trick 1-on-1.
That is true. That is true.
So that would
I've written Trick off of NXT like 86 times, so I can't even at this point. I just will continue to be happy that he's here instead of trying to kick him out all the time.
I agree.
I'm always trying to kick him out. But if Meta-4 broke up or are going their separate ways, that makes me feel like it's a possibility that they could have a mixed tag Trick Mellow gang because I really want that to happen.
Let's go.
Yeah. What was it? Am I allowed to say Black DX? Earlier I was you just did.
You just did. Like
earlier I was like, why don't they just have like you could really do like not like character for character, but you could do a lot, but in a totally different and new way. But yeah. Trick Mellow Gang.
Trick Mellow Gang.
Don't say Black DX, but also that's kind of what I mean.
Do not say Black DX.
Well, wouldn't it be fun if it was Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Lash Legend, and then I guess you kind of need, in my opinion, you would need there to be like a more veteran presence. So then I thought like you could possibly, like, honestly, could the leader be Bianca and Naomi? Yes, it could. But like, so 3 girls and 2 boys, so flip it rather than kind of having anyway, or Street Profits as like more of the leaders. Then they have like their 2 young guns under them, and then Lady.
Yeah,
But
I
fiction.
I've kind of given up on. I know I've been calling for Trick Mellow Gang for the past year. I've kind of gotten. I've lost hope.
Given up? Oh.
Yeah, I've kind of lost hope. I don't think they're gonna do it. I don't think so.
I keep writing it in lists. I don't know. I feel like if
I hope so. The only reason I would love that is because it's another tag team.
Yeah.
And you gotta have as many tag teams as possible. Otherwise, especially WWE, who loves turns. They love heel turns. They love teammates turning on each other. They, at times, in my opinion, get a little happy with that in storylines. So as many tag teams as you can keep together as possible would be great.
Yeah.
So that'd be good, especially if you don't have a plan for Trick going up to the main roster.
Correct. Because I feel like Mello just went and had a lot of matches against Andrade.
Yeah.
When you look, though, okay, this is crazy. When you look, Mello has had a lot of programs. Like, he's been featured in these big things, but the impact doesn't feel like it, if that makes sense. So it's like he still has been booked strong, and he still has had competitive programs, but also it doesn't necessarily feel that way. So I'm excited to see what happens for him moving forward. I want them back together, but yeah, you're right. Maybe not. Okay, well, usually there is some chatters. There is no chatters. It's possible that if we're still going at the same time as other people who are talking about WrestleMania, that's going on too, but it's okay. We talked about NXT. We're back. We're back in action. Oh my gosh, 30 people are watching on your Twitter, friend. Oh no. I hope one's not Tony Khan.
For whatever reason, he does watch my stuff. I don't know why.
Tony Khan terrifies me, and I wrote a list the other day about things that like could change in AEW, and I got scared. Like in between the writing and the editing and then it being published, I got really nervous because I was like, oh my God, just like a few changes could make this something that I'm now terrified that Tony Khan's going to come clack at me. But no, it was edited beautifully and nothing changed. And I felt like I could stand behind it. So even if I do get clack at by Tony Khan, it's okay. Hi, Tony Khan. Do you think Shawn Michaels watches this podcast?
No. Vic Joseph, not Shawn Michaels.
Vic Joseph. That would be cool. That would be cool. Okay.
He randomly retweets me a lot too.
So we're just gonna make the show for Vic Joseph now.
That's right.
Every show needs a why. You need to find your why, and my why will be to continue to perpetuate the joy of honking and dancing.
I forget that. Remember the tweet? Oh, I forget what it was. Booker T did something. And remember I tweeted Booker T's or his comments to Booker T. I forget what they were. Damn it, I forget.
It was funny though.
That tweet went crazy. Like I forget what it was, but yeah, Vic Joseph is definitely a fan of all NXT shows. He shows love. So
there you go.
The goal is to get one of those gentlemen to join us live on this show.
That is a great goal.
That'd be a great goal. I think we have a better opportunity to get Vic than Booker T.
You think?
Booker T be like, hell no.
Booker T might be able to be bought though.
Yeah.
You know,
there's always a price.
Could pay a fee for Booker T, perhaps. I bet
we'll put all of our slam chats and super chats together and give him what we can.
Yeah. We'll give you all of the slam chats and super chats we've gotten thus far, Booker T.
We just won't tell them the amount. We'll just make it sound good. We'll give you all of our slam chats and super chats.
All to you.
We'll combine them. Amanda will get hers. I'll give you mine.
Yeah, exactly. Combined.
One big lump sum.
Every show needs a why. So we are now we are doing this podcast for Vic Joseph and yeah.
Our besties.
For the besties. So you'll be back, besties. We're not talking to ourselves. It's okay. We've been out for a while, gotta get back into the swing of things. This little chat being empty is so sad. Come back, friends.
Well, next week we'll wait till the show before it ends.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's like really messes it up, and it
didn't even like the Body Slam Twitter didn't even like show that we're live.
Oh, so yeah, we're probably just.
It showed on the founders' Twitter and Facebook, but I didn't see the official Body Slam Twitter didn't show it. So that could have been a problem too.
That could be a problem. Friends, the friends that are listening in the catch up, we will be back next week. We are excited to see you again. Let's have like a little contest or something. I'll get a gift card. We'll make it cute. We're going to make it cute in this year. I feel like seasons, like the year kind of in WWE runs WrestleMania to WrestleMania, to be honest. I don't always think of it as like January to January. I think of it more of like Mania to Mania. So we've got until next WrestleMania. We are going to be hustlers.
That's right. On the grind.
How far away from New Orleans do you live?
I think it's like 18 hours, 17 hours driving.
Yikes.
That's not that bad. I've driven to California and back.
Oh, there you go.
I like driving, so
yeah, it's like not
a big deal.
That's good. Besties, I have no positive thoughts. I mean, I do. I have plenty of positive thoughts. I just don't have any kind of curated positivity message. I think that everybody needs to take a break sometimes. You need to take I think we live in a little bit of a strange time now where the concept of self-care has gotten a little bit co-opted because people use self-care interchangeably for just like zooting up and doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's not everything is self-care. You gotta like, there's a balance. And so sometimes self-care can be taking a step back from the things that you enjoy just to see like, how much do I care about this? How much do I love this? How engaged do I want to be in this? And I think taking a step back from this show helped me learn that I miss the besties. I miss chatting with DC, like a kiki about NXT. And, it's nice to build a sense of community. And I think if there's anything that our show does well, is that we have the ability to build a community. So come with us this year, besties. We're going to grow. We're going to be besties, and it's going to be great. DC is nodding along.
Very well said. Very well said.
Pep talk.
And final word of the day, don't have stuffed animals on your desks.
That talked, is that the talking one?
Yeah, it's the Miss Rachel talking one. She's driving me nuts.
Yeah,
she was just staring at me, so it was scaring me.
The talking one is creepy. Yeah, my daughter has a Minnie Mouse purse that is like, they made a line of Disney purses that were like living purses. So its eyes open. It's like has little, and it just will randomly do it. So I took it away from her ass because I got creeped out and it would just be doing weird stuff. So stupidly, I hid it in here. It's in the office. And the other day I heard the little eyes, because it's like a little mechanical.
Oh, no.
I heard the little eyes open and then she went, and I was like, oh, fuck, no, I gotta go. Like, I can't deal with this. Look, this is so bad.
I tell my kids all the time, look, I grew up on Chucky, okay?
Yeah, for real.
Get them dolls. No dolls.
Yeah,
no
I don't
dolls,
like the talking.
Nothing that looks like a doll.
No.
But here I am.
I got a Rainbow Bright that I haven't taken out of the box.
Little creepy Miss Rachel staring at me while I do the NXT post show.
Oh, Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is the star of life, to be honest. Blippi and Miss Rachel are holding it down.
That's right.
Okay, friends. Well, it was nice chatting with you. We'll be back next week. And we'll see you soon.
At our normal time.
Peace
and love, y'all.
Bye, besties.